Hi, my name is Aryadana and I'm here to explain to you about integration in banking. So last month, I wrote an article in LinkedIn about the migration from ISO 8583 into ISO 222. And in this presentation, I will explain more detail about the article. So this is a typical flow for ISO 8583 in the banking in Indonesia. I use a sample for this channel using Mobile Web. My work is mostly done on this layer, the ESB, and also sometimes I also involved in the API gateway and IBM MQ, which is a part of the integration as a whole. So this is a typical architecture for banking using ISO 8583. In this flow, for example, the mobile web would send a JSON format into the API gateway and into the IBM MQ and into ESB. The ESB will catch this JSON format and transform it into a ISO 8583 fixed length format. Then put it into the IBM MQ. IBM MQ will put it into the data queue. The data queue will send the message into the core banking. Why we use data queue? Because this is a proprietary IBM product to be able to communicate with the IBM MQ. The core banking cannot talk directly into the external system. It has to be communicate using this data queue. The IBM MQ communicate with data queue using a secure channel. So this is a typical flow for ISO 8583 message. However, the ISO 8583 has disadvantages such as rigid. The ISO 8583 is uh, rigid, and sometimes when we send a message with invalid structure or value, it will not go through into the core banking. The message will be lost. So it requires extensive experience on implementing a data model and a mapping for the ISO 8583 message. And also the data for ISO 8583 itself is different, can be different between banking, and it is not standard. And this is also cause another logic for parsing in the ESB layer. So I was very happy when I heard that the ISO 8583 will be migrated into ISO 222, which is more flexible using the XML format. So this is the second architecture, which is a quick win for the ISO 222. I changed the channel to ATM because ATM is sending ISO 8583 message into the core banking. And also in this architecture, we assume that the core banking already ready and able to receive ISO 222 message. So in this flow, the ATM sending ISO 8583 message through switching and into API gateway, into IBM MQ, and into ESB. The ESB will catch the ISO 8583 message and transform it into ISO 222. The ESB itself is this is a quick win because the ESB is become like a source of transformation and mapping for ISO 222 message. Then ESB put the ISO 222 message into MQ. The MQ put it into data queue. The data queue send it into core banking. However, like I said, this is a temporary solution. This is only with the assumption that the core banking is ready to accept ISO 222, but other system like ATM is not ready to send ISO 222 yet. So it is still in this scenario, it is still using the ISO 8583, and it is uh, it is it is transformed in the ESB. So this is the quick win for ISO 222, and this is the final flow, which is the purchase event or the data feeding to the from the core banking reporting from the core banking. The core banking we are still using assumption that the core banking cannot communicate directly to the external using other means protocol than data queue. So the core banking is still using data queue, sending it to the MQ and to the ESB. The ESB would transform the protocol and put it into the Kafka for data feeding to be able to be processed by the analytics and AI. So this is the final flow for the ISO 222. Thank you for thank you for your time, and that's it for my presentation.